All right, welcome everybody to the Sudden Victory TV episode number 1, maybe the pilot, whatever it may be. Welcome to it. This is my co-host Charles. I am Corey.
This is happening.
It's happening.
This
yeah.
is happening.
So last year before football season, I started the Sudden Victory as a podcast. I love football, love sports. I just wanted to have something that I could report with, but it's kind of hard to keep interest with just an audio podcast only. People want to see highlights and people want to see what's going on. They want to see what you're talking about. Maybe people don't have Sunday ticket like us and they can't see everything. So this is a way that I decided that I could make that happen for everybody else out there that maybe doesn't watch as much football. Sorry about that. And wants to see some exciting things, know the news around the league. And we're going to make that happen. So this is Sudden Victory, episode 1. I'm Corey, that's Charles. First quarter, let's kick it off. Yes. Okay, so I really hate to give this team any kind of light, but the Cowboys are really showing up so far this season and showing that they are real.
Don't do this to me.
They had the little slip-ups with Zeke and trying to get him to sign and going back and forth. I feel like if he stays on the right track and doesn't get in trouble or get suspended or anything, it is good money and it is a solid back to have. The first game of the season, Dak puts up a perfect passer rating, and then Jerry Jones, he's going to be signed in a couple weeks. We're going to have it going, and then he has another strong showing week 2, and Cowboys are going. Not to say that anybody else in that division couldn't maybe knock them off at some point, or the fact that they can't slip, but I feel like at 2-0, the team is real so far. And they are showing up and showing that they are the new Cowboys and they are a playoff caliber team.
That offense is looking good. Kellen Moore has them doing great things. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't expect Dak to be as efficient, as good as he has been in the first 2 games. But
oh, for sure.
When you come out and you throw a perfect passer rating in the first game of the season, I mean, yeah, what more do you want?
Exactly. And that's what I feel like what Cowboys have been lacking. They've been lacking mainly a quarterback, because they had DeMarco Murray for a while and he had a monster season behind that line. And then whenever Ezekiel came in, it was mainly the same thing. So they needed Dak to step up, and he has, which is good for the Cowboys. I'm not a Cowboys fan, but it is good for other Cowboys fans. Now switching over to the Eagles in that division, they won the Super Bowl. They made the playoffs, kind of slid, but injuries have plagued them. But they decided to go ahead and re-sign Carson Wentz, which I wasn't really, not that I don't like Wentz, but he's had his health problems. How do you feel about them signing him this early compared to Marcus Mariota, Jameis Winston the year before? I know that obviously one team in the Eagles went to the Super Bowl, the other 2 didn't. But he hasn't made it through a full season yet.
I just felt like they did it at the right time, because in today's NFL, the way the contracts are going, it's not paid by skill necessarily. It's next man up.
Yeah.
So if you're the next man up and you're getting paid, then it don't matter who you are. You're getting paid. So I felt like the Eagles did the right thing, and they paid Carson Wentz early enough to where, it didn't have to outdo Goff's contract.
Yeah.
To where it didn't have to outdo, the next quarterback that's going to get paid, because, if they hold off on Wentz, what's to say the Chiefs don't go out there and, get Mahomes early, or, something of that matter. And I just think that
I feel like nowadays it is the earlier you can sign somebody, because look at Melvin Gordon. They waited till the final year and he's already been balling, and now he wants big money.
Yes.
And it's understandable.
Yes.
But if they would have signed him a year or 2 ago, it may have been a different story. But with the whole Wentz thing, they went ahead and paid him and locked him up in a contract. But your backup quarterback is what took you to the Super Bowl and became the MVP.
Big Dick Nick.
And that's maybe the only thing that I was like, I don't know if you'd pay him, but whenever you put it that way, that makes sense.
Yes, I was always optimistic at first, when are they going to pay Wentz? But after I thought about it, and then
They don't have a solid number 1 running back or receiver either, so they don't have to worry about sealing them up.
Exactly. I feel like with, Alshon being our true number one, he's not going to go out there and he's not going to ask for, Antonio Brown money, Odell Beckham money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's more of a down-to-earth, like, I'm here to play. And, I felt like we built a team around Carson Wentz knowing that we were going to have to pay him the most. And it's just, you got to pay him what you got to pay him these days.
Yeah, that's what it takes.
And this leads into my thing.
Yes,
Corey.
please.
Somebody other than the Patriots is going to win the Super Bowl this year.
They have to.
If it's not going to be the Cowboys, if it's not going to be the Ravens, if it's not going to be the Chiefs, Jesus, if it's not going to be the Eagles, I don't know, man. It can't be the Patriots.
I need Chiefs to knock off the Patriots, at least in the playoffs. When the AFC Patriots cannot go to the Super Bowl again.
They
especially
cannot.
Getting handed getting handed Antonio Brown. It doesn't make sense how that team can afford the players that they have.
If you look at it, though, feeding off your narrative, if the Cowboys were to make it, say the Super Bowl was in 2 weeks.
Okay.
You have Cowboys, Patriots. They just been playing how they're playing. I'd be rolling with the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl.
I would want the Cowboys to win.
Because that Dak and Zeke combo is just, it's too efficient, too elite right now.
Yeah.
And I just think when, Stephen Gilmore, if he'd have to lock down Amari Cooper's one of the best route runners in the NFL right now. So, damn, I can't believe I'm saying this about the Cowboys. But I'm just saying, somebody other than the Patriots winning the Super Bowl this year.
So, okay, let's move it on. Second quarter. Talking about locking up quarterbacks for money. This is a contract year for both Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota. Only one of the teams has made the playoffs, but that team quarterback in Marcus Mariota he hasn't been able to stay healthy. Jameis Winston has been almost a complete opposite. He's had a little bit of injuries, but he's been benched a lot. And people are talking about if they play good, are they going to get contracts? I think it's a no-brainer. Titans have to sign Mariota. Mariota knows he's not going to get the highest paid quarterback money, but I think that he needs to re-sign with the team, and that's really the best fit for him. As far as Jameis Winston, if they don't sign him, I don't think he ever becomes a starter anywhere else. I think he's going to be a backup, maybe a streaming starter, but I just don't think that Jameis Winston has it in him to be that elite caliber quarterback and have really just the skill set to lead a team.
Are you looking at my notes over here?
What,
because
did
this
you
is
have
what
that?
I have.
No.
I got Mariota over here, man. I think they have no choice than other to sign Mariota if he gives them a great season this season.
Even a mediocre season.
Even a mediocre.
Keep the turnovers down and keep them in games. May not have to win them, but keep them in the game, and Mariota will get paid.
Look at their division: Jacksonville, Titans, Jaguars, and jagging off. But you know what I mean? You have
Speaking of
the
Jaguars,
Colts.
real quick, I think that this is a hot take. I think that Jalen Ramsey is going to go to the Titans.
Whoa, dude. Whoa.
He said it before. He wants to go. Tennessee is his hometown. He wants to play for them or Vegas, and I think that
stay in the division.
it makes the most sense to stay in the division and go to a team where you can go home. Anyways, continue.
But if you have the Colts who just lost their quarterback and lost to retirement this season, you have the Texans who Bill O'Brien doesn't know what to do with Watson and Hopkins, and then you have the Jaguars who they just lost Big Dick Nick. They've been in turmoil last season. I think Doug Marrone doesn't know what he's doing over there. So I think that the Titans again are gonna get into the playoffs somehow.
Especially if they get Ramsey.
Oh my God! Especially if they get Ramsey, you're looking at a possible deep run into the playoffs. But here's the thing: what happens when the Titans get into the playoffs? They lose.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if that's what they're gonna do, then. But you know what? If you get Jalen Ramsey, that changes everything.
Yeah.
You're a different team. But what do they do with Tannehill? Even if Mariota goes on his injury spree, like he usually gets 1 or 2 a year.
Yeah.
But if Mariota can stay healthy, deliver maybe almost playoff season, I think they re-sign him. But Jameis, I don't know what's.
I just
the deal
don't
with
think
Jameis.
that, especially if he doesn't play well under Bruce Arians, who's the quarterback whisperer, he has no hope. And this isn't the NFC South bias talking to me. I just don't think that Jameis Winston is that quarterback. I think you see what Ryan Fitzpatrick did for that team over what Jameis did last year. He was gunning it, and they were winning games and staying at least in range of winning games. And with Jameis, they didn't have that. I feel like Mariota, he has enough talent running and throwing to where keeps him in, they sign him.
Yes.
So go ahead.
What if the Buccaneers win their division this year? Which you're not going to want to hear it. What if the Buccaneers win their division this year?
I still don't think he signs. I think that they offer him real low money, Blake Bortles money, and he doesn't take it. He walks. He doesn't start again.
Blake Bortles is on the Rams.
That's crazy.
That's so wild.
I mean, I always liked Blake Bortles. He isn't a great quarterback, but as a person, I always
love Blake Bortles.
Yeah. Because he's not afraid. He'll throw 6 interceptions and still throw Hail Marys.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's go to halftime. Let's go to some highlights. First up,
yes.
I have Odell Beckham, and I will tell you why this highlight made the highlight reel this week. Odell Beckham, 89-yard touchdown pass on like a little slant route. It's cool, but it's his first return to MetLife Stadium. Maybe not against the Giants, but return to his home stadium against a defensive coordinator, which was the head coach of Browns last year. And Odell made the accusations that he taught Browns players to play dirty and go after him and try to hurt him in a preseason game. And then Greg Williams comes back and says that, no, we've never played like that anywhere we've been, even though he was found guilty in the bounty gate at the Saints of putting out bounties to hurt players.
Like we forgot, Greg.
Yeah, so then he comes and then says all this, and then they ask Greg about it in the press conference, and he's all, Odell who? Oh, no, I'm just kidding. And then Odell goes and rips off an 89-yard touchdown, 140 yards or something in the game, gets a touchdown, and just that video is going to play down here if it's not playing already. And then Greg Williams' face after that, he's screaming and throwing his clipboard and all this stuff going on, and then Odell is just like, yeah, that gave me such joy to see him just burn him. Like, he was already having a decent game, but getting a 90-yard where they were kind of locking him down the whole time.
He had
great play.
A night that night.
Yeah.
He had that one-handed grab at the beginning of the game.
Oh, yeah, where he just dropped it right in.
Same end zone, he had his first one-handed grab, and I just felt like this play where he gets this quick slant and he breaks through the coverage it's typical Odell.
Yeah.
Like, it's just,
he will find a way. You give him 4 quarters, within that time he's going to find that open.
Yes, and if you're watching this video, look at the way he cuts off the possible catch-up routes from the defensive backs. He cuts off those.
He completely hasn't turned around.
He cuts off all those catch-up routes. So it goes to show that Odell is more than just a person who can catch balls. He is an all-around elite receiver.
And Greg Williams tried to say that he's not a dynamic player.
Oh, fucked up, Greg.
That was one of the things that also was, Odell who? Oh, he's not a dynamic player. Oh, no, we don't play like that. And then he goes and rips off that touchdown and then 100 and some yards and whatever. Maybe not the best game from Baker or the rest of the Browns, but they got the job done. And they smacked a Jets team that had a third-string quarterback in there. Go ahead. What do you got?
I got the big one for the Bears.
Okay.
The Bears have their guy, an Eddie De Niro Pinero.
Double doink.
So, whoa, dude. No Cody Parkey. But it just, in this play right here, it makes me so happy. You see the Bears. They're kicking this field goal, man, and you don't know if this shit's going in
It
today's
did
NFL.
come off of a botched pass interference call that shouldn't have been called and gave them field goal range. But
we aren't going to talk about that.
Well, we're going to move forward.
We're going to get into officiating next week, guys, because officiating's been shit. But this kick is amazing. Right down the pipes. You see the excitement. I'm happy for
Was it 53
for
yards,
the Bears.
54 yards, something like that?
Banger.
Yeah.
And it's just good for Eddie Pinero. You know, he had a full ride to go play at Bama under Nick Saban.
Uh-huh.
But his parents weren't going to be able to go watch all his games at Bama. So he decided to go play and kick for the Gators because that was where he was from. So that's where he went and kicked. So it's just...
This is my college football guy right here.
badass. It's just cool to see him do his damn thing now. And to see the Bears, they get their kicker. I wanted to see Carly Lloyd eventually come in there and kick some kicks for him. But, hey, they seem to have taken care of it with De Niro.
Yeah.
So
But no,
good for Eddie Pinero.
And that came off of the interception that you probably saw right down here. I think I threw that in. Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy turn of events. Broncos come and score off of, first of all, like 2 penalties and then gives them a touchdown with a 2-point conversion or whatever and takes the lead. Or like, however that ended, I'm sorry. I'm not going to act like I know. But I did see that it was 2 penalties that ended up giving them the 2-point conversion.
Nick Chubb fell on Trubisky, and then they gave
Bradley
up,
Chubb.
Or Bradley, one of the Chubbs.
That's fine. They're both chubbies.
Both chubbies. I always get excited with Nick Chubb because he's running the ball all the time.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
I love
Chubb!
Nick Chubb. Browns running back.
Chubb, defensive end for the Broncos. He had landed on Trubisky, so then they had given him those yards, and then what had happened was you saw the pass interference call. You had brought it up, but yes, that's just the officiating this season is just. We won't get into it yet. We won't get into it
next week. But then one more highlight: this Stephon Diggs catch, crazy. It's like in triple coverage. He just sinks it right in. A lot of that was Kirk Cousins, but
you thought it was going to get
great play.
intercepted, but it didn't get
well,
intercepted.
yeah, it was just far enough to where it could drop right in his hands. So
and
moving
he takes
forward,
off his helmet.
he always takes off his helmet.
Hard.
Yeah, I love that. And then the way he looks up at the crowd. So we're running out of time. We're gonna have to rush third and fourth quarter. Third quarter, we're in QB turmoil in the league right now. Last week we learned that Drew Brees is gonna be out at least 6 weeks with an injured thumb, maybe more. Ben Roethlisberger injures his elbow and he's done for the season. Cam comes out yesterday and says that he re-injured his ankle, which kills me. And first of all, I'm so tired of seeing Cam Newton haters when he hasn't been healthy since that 2015 season, really. And it drives me nuts. That's for another time. But possibly out this Sunday. Kyle Allen possibly filling in on that. But yeah, man, it's crazy. Did you know that one time Kyle Allen beat out Kyler Murray to be the starting quarterback at, A&M?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So now he's going to go out there and he's just going to ball out of control for the Panthers.
I just realized it's against Kyler Murray too.
And then we're going to have a quarterback controversy on our hands in Carolina.
Yeah, and in Cardinals, because if Kyle Allen wins, they're going to say we should have drafted him a long time ago.
Should have took him.
Anyway, so whatever. And then you got the Bears. They're just in turmoil with the quarterback that cannot play. Trubisky is... I feel like he's a good quarterback, but he only played 15 games in college. And it's going to take him some time to get settled in, especially when you're in a division that has an Aaron Rodgers and has now Kirk Cousins. I feel like Kirk Cousins is a good, solid...
Those were my cats going crazy.
It is a good, solid team. So anyways, quarterbacks are crazy this year. Oh, and then Nick Foles going down. And then you have, what's his name?
You got Mason Rudolph stepping in for Big Ben. Mason Rudolph, Big Ben out for the season. You have Drew Brees getting a hand surgery. You got Darnold going out with mononucleosis.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean... NFL 100 season has been the craziest season so far. I don't ever remember seeing this many backup quarterbacks ever. And to be honest with you, if Nick Foles didn't prove that backup quarterback was ever the most important position on the field at times, this season is proving it.
Yeah.
Because if the Saints don't make the playoffs, wow.
Forget the Saints.
Wow.
Moving on, fourth quarter. This is a real easy one. Maybe not. What's it going to take for the Dolphins to be not even a contender, to be back to middle of the division team again? They have a running back. They have a great running back. They have Josh Rosen, which isn't the worst, and you got Fitzpatrick that can throw it down. You traded away Kenny Stills, but you still have Devontae Parker. And you have a decent all-around team. But what's going on?
Oh, the tank is parked in front of the Miami Stadium. It is ready. They're all in for Tua. But here's how you win some games. Josh Rosen.
Well, they did put him in last week. They gave him some time. He threw an interception, but I think he went like 6 for 8 or something like that. It's
his first play, wasn't it? Wasn't it his first pass and interception or something like that?
I'm sure it was. It was his first pass on the Cardinals was an interception as well.
Oh my God.
But what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to roll them. You're gonna have to see how he does all season. Fitzpatrick's not your franchise quarterback. You don't know if Josh Rosen is, so you're gonna have to put him in. You don't have to trust him or not, but let him play and move forward. You're already the laughing stock of the NFL, so it can't get any worse. You've already lost 2 games by 40-plus points. now's the time to start trying things, because you really have excuses as you're Adam Gase or whatever. It's
You're out.
yeah.
You're out of excuses, man. You got to give the ball to Kenyon Drake, bro. Run the fucking football,
Yeah.
man. Run it. Run the ball, Dolphins.
Yeah.
Run the fucking football.
So,
Damn cats.
this week's long shot for me, Bills make playoffs. Somehow, some way, I think that they're going to do it. A long shot is something that most likely will not happen, but there's a small chance.
Small chance.
And for me, they are 2-0 right now in the division with the Patriots. Not to say that they haven't had easy games. It was against the Jets, and then whoever it was last week. But I don't have my phone. You guys are watching me on my phone, so I can't. I don't have my actual notes. But
This is all off the top of our head.
but
damn it.
regardless, Bills make playoffs somehow,
what?
some way. What's your long shot?
My long shot right now, Lamar Jackson MVP, baby. Count it. And one, I just think that Lamar Jackson he's out to prove everybody. He posted a tweet from Booger McFarland when Booger McFarland said that Louisville should switch Lamar Jackson to receiver because that's what he's going to play when he gets to the NFL. And he screenshotted that shit and he posted it on his Instagram and he made sure everyone knows that he's got haters. So
Yeah.
he's taking notes. He's like
He's
Ryan
another one
off
that
The
he
Office.
hasn't had hard matchups yet, but still,
This week against the Chiefs isn't really a tough defensive matchup, and I think he's gonna have
to keep up with.
He's
Mahomes.
gonna. That's the thing. You're gonna have to keep up with the MVP.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a great week to watch Lamar Jackson and Pat Mahomes just go
Yeah.
at it.
Exactly. So
Too bad they don't hit heads. Actually, they're quarterbacks.
we're at 20 minutes. I tried to keep it at 10 to 15, but this is the first episode, and we're excited. We had a lot of stuff to talk about. Going forward, we can now build off of these, and we will continue to bring highlights for you guys. I want to say once a week. I wanted to say Wednesday. It might be Thursdays, but it'll be before the football week starts every week.
Yes, and we didn't want to talk about the Julio Jones highlight because that's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. Julio did that to my Eagles, bro. Nope, ain't talking about it.
Jesus, these cats,
These
dude.
cats, man. We got crazy cats right now.
Yeah.
Dog.
So, anyways, until next time, this has been episode 1 of the Sudden Victory TV. Check out our little banner that we have here. Lean
Yes.
over. There it is. This is defending champion Charles in our fantasy league, trying to make it a threesome.
Hey, if I go 3-peat, dude, I'm getting a tattoo of my fantasy team tattooed on me. No, not really, but. you guys
Anyways,
should.
until
Losers
next
should.
time, this has been Sudden Victory TV.
Matter.